Welcome everybody to the Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast. You know, all wrestling, everything wrestling. What's up, Miss? Look, it's you and I today, huh?
I guess so, man. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Same old, same old. Work,
Yes,
relax, and
sir.
no
I
more
hear
work
that.
again.
I hear that.
So, just like how everybody's working 1,000 hours a day, WWE, AEW is working 1,000 hours a day to fucking make sure they got the best product available for us every single week. So, let's get right into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
So let's start off with Raw and a lot of the big questions. I mean, I guess it's like a tell two halves if you want to put it. But is Randy Orton, the legend, the Viper, officially back? Like 2009 Randy? This has been a not a nostalgic, but this is also like a nice, refreshing feel to see Orton do Orton things that he did back in the day in today's climate of wrestling.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's a little bit of a budget, like a budget version of his old self. A little bit. Has he kicked anyone in the head yet? There you
Not that
go.
I know of.
That
Not yet.
vicious streak that I knew it's not the same vicious streak. He's changed. It's not the same, in my opinion. But it is like it does harken back to the past, though. It's very nostalgic for some
Do
people.
you think he'll get back into it at some point?
I would hope so. If you're gonna lean into it, dude. If you're gonna do it, lean into it. Like do
That's
it full
fair.
stop.
Who who's getting hit first? Is this being saved for the Mania moment, or is he gonna
Maybe.
like just knock out Kit Wilson or insert wrestler here, and that's gonna be something?
No, I think he's going to go for it at Mania, and then he's going to have the old softy version of him try to hold him back, and then he's going to go for it. That's
Oh, the far around fucking grabbing his face.
Yeah,
fucking,
like Cody's my friend.
do I do it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a great possibility. I think if that were to happen, I think the roof would cave in Vegas just to see that like nostalgic feeling come back.
For sure. And as the theme says, I hear voices in my head. One telling him
he's been chanting
the good guy.
that
One him telling him to be the good guy, and one telling him to come on. Let's just tear everything apart. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. So, hey, we'll see what's next. But speaking about what's next for this U.S. Championship cycle? I guess we had Carmelo Hayes. Now, Carmelo knocks out Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn knocks out Carmelo Hayes. Now moving on forward, and it's just like, what's the game plan for this US?
Yeah, it looks like it's like hitting dead ends, and honestly, I couldn't be more uninterested. I really couldn't. Like it's
Really?
just yeah. The only thing that would get me interested in it is Trick Williams winning it at Mania.
Well, he got involved. Like you see his like little like dabbles in little bits and pieces of what's going on. And it's like, well, it's only a matter of time for he gets an actual match, like an actual like match with meaning, and then Sami proceeds to shove Trick at the end after he goes crazy and then wins it. So,
in my opinion, you've got two breakthrough stars in Obafemi and Trick Williams ready to go. I give him a win at Mania over Sami. I do.
Trick gets the US belt at Mania?
Yes.
Any complications? Or just like a clean like
no, it's gonna be a great match. Maybe like Sami's frustration from certain things gets in the way, and then later he turns on Cody. Who knows? And it costs him the title and Randy wins. That would be something.
It's not a bad idea. I'm not opposed to that at all. As long as Trick wins and gets like goes and and leaves scot-free, and then Sami destroys the ring or does whatever he does, and like frustration leads to something else, and then he can go on to do something different, and maybe we get to see Trick versus Carmelo. We get that little rivalry back ignited.
Yep.
So I know people forget how good that rivalry was for what 6 months.
Quite a while. I was gonna say almost a year, but yeah,
could have been.
Yeah,
could have been a year. I'm not.
But Sami's frustration has been building over maybe 2 years. Like this is not just a new thing. This has been coming, and so I feel like he's one thing away from just snapping.
and the loss at Mania is going to do it.
I mean, yeah, if I was Sami Zayn and I worked my ass off my whole life to do that in character, obviously, and then I get to Mania, I say I'm going to be a champion, and then I lose the U.S. belt, yeah. I mean, I would snap immediately. Hell yeah, if I were him.
It'll be refreshing because we need a change of character, especially there's no Kevin Owens around. So it's like, who is he going to lean on? So he's got nobody. He's by himself now. So it's like we could see a change in characters be pretty refreshing to me.
Right, and the only problem, we need more heels. We need more heels. Sammy's
pretty so.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. A lot of the matchups are like tweener versus face, and we need more like actual heels, in my opinion. Yes.
Okay. Well, speaking of who should or who should not, when are we getting Cody going road?
Honestly, I don't think it's coming, brother. I think they're
so?
No, I think Cody is selling that in the management's eyes. I think he's got the kids engaged. He's got the families engaged. He's got the money coming in on his merchandise. They don't want to fuck that up. I know, but it's making money, and that's all they care about. TKO special.
You have kids buying T-shirts and just saying like, "Oh, fuck, F you, Cody." You know.
Yeah, but if they turn him heel, that money from the merchandise goes down. I'm telling you, man.
You think so? You think
for the families? Yes, for the normies, not for us. We would love it, but the normies, yes. The normies would
a beloved
they'd be like, "I hate Cody, damn Cody," like they did John Cena, and then loved him again immediately.
But his merch went crazy. That's the other thing too. Like I think he was top. He was like number one in merch for a while, and then he said like 2 or 3. But that's because you had
who are you talking about?
You had a bunch of people that are in the picture as well. So it's like I don't know if Homeland and Cody Rhodes goes rogue, and we see this utter change in the landscape of his career, I think that would be something that's going to be interesting. I think money-wise, it would just be you could do so many matches now. You have to worry about any title infringements or anything involves a storyline change. Is just Cody being Cody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. In fact, I agree with you. I'm telling you what I think management's going to do. I think they're stubborn. I think they're set in their ways, and I think they don't give a shit what the fans think. I really don't.
Yeah, probably management. I mean, they have been very faulty and shaky of lately. That I'm pretty confident seeing. So here's another one bring as we close out SmackDown nice and easy. Is management really believe in Jelly Roll? Is this the right decision to have Jelly Roll have meaningful matches leading into a Mania match?
I mean, it's not what I would do, but they are leaning into the celebrity version, not just Jelly Roll, but now they're getting Ice Show Speed. And I'll be honest, out of all of them, I'm cool with Speed. He's shown me things that I'm like, okay, this kid's got talent. He's got potential.
He's also one of the kids that actually loves wrestling growing up. So it's like it's kind of like a dream.
And when he came in, unlike Logan and the others, he didn't go straight to the top. He said, Braun Breaker, use me to get over. Spear the hell out of me. I love that. I love that attitude.
It might have been one of the best moments of the Rumble last year.
Oh,
was it 2 years ago?
It was the only 2 years memory I remember of that Rumble.
You remember where you were when Speed got laced in front of the panning camera? It wasn't like a standstill. Like the camera was coming across. You could see Speed get absolutely split in half.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I loved it.
It was
and he's been training since. He's been Randy Orton's been helping him. In fact, Randy's been training him. So
I think Speed did say that Randy was his favorite wrestler growing up.
Randy's been training him. I've seen clips of them training together.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, that's true. On his stream.
Exactly.
Of them fucking around and then showing up and whatnot.
But I think Randy's mentoring him outside of that too.
That's cool. That's a good thing to have. You can't go wrong with having somebody, especially if you have a wrestling mentor, somebody with a legacy like Randy Orton. Mm-hmm. That's something that's like, yeah, this is good. This is good for you. It's good for the business long term as well.
Oh, so absolutely.
With the fan base that he has.
Absolutely. And I think Randy sees it the way I do. This kid is chock full of raw talent that hasn't been molded the right way. And I'm sure he's licking his lips being like, I can make this dude a star. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And the Jelly Roll thing, it's a celebrity thing. Good on him for losing weight. I will say the Kit Wilson diss of him was amazing. I love Kit Wilson. I think you need
I think you're a big Kit Wilson fan, so I know the bias kind of shows a bit.
I am a huge Kit Wilson fan for sure. But
Mhm.
I liked him tearing Jelly down, but yeah, other than that, I don't know. We'll see how they use him.
So I know they said that he was down at NXT or in Orlando in development, and he's always like he's the first one trying to set up the mat, put the mat away, clean the mat. Like he's got a very big like
Yeah.
interest in the business. So it's like, okay, so you're interested in the business, you want to get into it. You know, it just depends if this is the move going forward for Mania.
Yeah, I will say I am way more open for Jelly Roll because of his respect for the business. He's actually putting effort into it, as opposed to someone like Travis Scott, who was just handed things and then
who just
ran away
with
with
the
his
Rock
tail
nonstop.
tucked. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, and Force Feed is fucking his theme song 10,000 times. That never gets old.
Fiend.
Yeah.
That should be a CIA brainwashing technique.
There's a running gag that someone said that he played when like certain places like certain artists get into a flow state at concerts, and Travis Scott was one in that flow state. He played Fiend, I think, 37 times straight, and the crowd just did not stop playing. Like they didn't care, just kept going.
Oh my god!
The whole
the robots
concert.
that listen to that music. Yeah.
So now you have him showing up at Mania or involved with The Rock. You see him just songs just playing nonstop. Everybody's going ballistic for it. It was good money for what it was. I mean, you know,
I know some things about Travis Scott. I think he's a horrible, despicable person. I don't want to get into it, but he's done.
He probably is. You never know.
Oh no, he absolutely is. There was a concert in 2021 where 10 people died, and he didn't care. But anyways.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And it kind of looked like a Luciferian satanic ritual. I'm not joking. But yeah, anyways, so real quick about the Travis Scott thing. That's what I'm saying. Jelly Roll respects the business. Travis Scott almost broke Cody's eardrum.
Yeah, he slapped the fuck out of him.
He smacked him right in the ear, dude. Do you know how dangerous that is to cup an ear with your flat hand?
Yeah.
That can break an eardrum for sure.
You can literally blow out your eardrum and that's it. You go deaf in that ear for good.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, he just wasn't prepared. I think he got his receipt. I don't know if that ever happened, but it'll probably happen at some point.
I think he ran away before he got his receipt.
Yeah, he'll probably come back and they'll just like, just
no, he ain't coming back. I wouldn't let him. I'd lock the doors on him. Hell no. No.
So let's move on towards Raw. And let's start with some interesting points now because we're at a dead. I think SmackDown's at a good point. I think Raw is dealing with a lot of dead storylines and dead problems.
That's crazy. I see it the other way around.
You think so?
Yeah. So since they've had that new character development or the new creative director on Raw, I have seen improvement each week. Yes.
Okay. So let's go right into it then, shall we?
Yeah.
So do you think the Vision is the best thing to be holding the tag championships?
I mean, if you're looking at pure, like, who deserves it, hell no. But if you're looking at we need to make this match matter for Mania, yeah. I don't even think the tag titles are going to be involved. I think it's going to be Usos and LA Knight versus the Vision and Speed.
Okay.
But you know what I would do? I wouldn't do that.
Put on who's Adam Pearce's
real quick.
Adam Pearce is Raw. So if you put on your GM suit and hat, how would you book this?
This is how I do it. So Usos in the Vision. Okay, that's their own match for the titles. You need the titles on the line. LA Knight versus Speed. LA Knight has showed with Logan Paul that he can go with creators that have talent and he can make it work. I would do that. I really would.
Okay, so you have the tag match separate and have Knight versus Speed.
And that's a mainstream attraction, if you ask me.
That's fair. I'll pause it. I mean, wasn't LA involved with the Logan Paul in Cleveland? Was it SummerSlam in Cleveland?
Yeah, that's what I mean. He had a whole thing with Logan Paul, and that's what I mean. And like, he's good with creators who have raw talent, but maybe are a little green. He has good, like, he's shown that he can not carry, but that he can help and make it.
Yeah. I know what you mean. So that being said, what's up with the boxathon?
Dude.
Boy, your boy's stock is dropping more and more every day. He's getting to a point where it's like, yo, he make it to a point where he's not not viewable on TV if it just keeps on going.
I wish I could disagree with you, Brandon. I wish I could disagree with you. But, dude, I think Triple H and other people got in his head after the years that he should have had the push. I think it got in his head and it fucked with him. And now we're seeing it play out, unfortunately. And because of these botches, they're definitely going to fuck with him. Like, Bruce Pritchard will definitely be like, oh, let's mess with him in the story. I know how Bruce thinks. He's going to be like, oh, he botches? He's not championship material, 100%. So he's not going to ever be a world champion, and that hurts my heart.
It's just gross. Like, and I think LA Knight has been around. What was he on TNA?
He was in teen. Yeah, he was. Eli Drake was the TNA world champion in 2017, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he carried a TV program for like 4 months.
Yeah,
he was the number one wrestler, number one viewer. I mean, granted, it's TNA at the time, but regardless, you're still the face of an organization for a couple of months now.
Right. It's not just TNA. Everywhere he goes. Then he went to NWA during the quarantine. In that, I don't know if you remember that was Shoes of a Champion line. That like he messed up a line and then he made the best of it and everyone loved it.
Yeah.
I loved that. I was like, okay, this guy's got something. He's got
turned a boss line into a bar. All of a sudden, you just roll with it all the way through. I mean,
and he showed humanity. He didn't get flustered. Yeah, right. And now seeing him get physically flustered is heartbreaking. But yeah,
it's gross. He's becoming unviewable.
I think certain people are creatures of momentum. If you take the wind out of their sails, it's gonna fuck with their head. And I think he's done a great job of holding it together, but I think it just finally got to him. He's great talent still. I hope it works out, but I'm just saying how I know their management. I wish the best for him, but I'm not crossing my fingers or hoping. Or like keeping my hopes up.
Like, I just spoke with Soto for years because he's a big what's his face? I'll think of it when it comes to it. Okay. I'll refer to Zelina Vega's husband. We'll leave it at that until he gets his value up. I don't see anything,
bro.
For him.
Bro, I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it right now. They replaced Cross and Scarlett with it was just a straight replace, a reskin of Cross and Scarlett for Black and Zelina Vega, and I think Cross and Scarlett were better. I'm sorry, I do.
It just looks, it looks gross.
I'm a big Cross fan. I'm still a big Cross fan in MLW. He's the champion in MLW.
Mm-hmm. I think they'll be in New York at the end of May.
Oh shit!
They're gonna be at House of Glory, I think, for a show.
Yeah, a lot of them don't come out to Sacramento. They come out to San Francisco for sure. That's like a 2-hour drive. But yeah, it's harder. It's more spread out here in like the West.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll be. I think they're in New York at the end of May, and they start off the weekend in Atlantic City or in Philly. Either or, it's like an hour apart, but you still make that trip, and then they go back south, and then they start doing their tour stuff. Basically, what I've seen. But
right. Yeah.
I don't know. LA Knight is trending down in that direction of where it's like you'll never get back.
And that's what hurts because it's the same thing with Cross, in my opinion. Like you got this guy chock full of talent, and you just like for some reason someone in the back doesn't like him. It's not because he's not getting the reactions you want. It's not because he doesn't have talent. It's because of politics.
Politics could play a big part.
In WWE, unfortunately, yeah.
It could be. Speaking of politics, since we all know, everybody knows the world's easiest secret, that Brock Lesnar does not put anybody over unless it's good for his pocket and good for the business. If it's not both, he doesn't do either one. Mm-hmm. So, will Brock and Oba exceed expectations?
Okay, so I'm going to kind of repeat what I told Soto last week. So they're going to burn the house down. It's going to, it's going to be a Mania moment for sure. But the build is going to be Oba pretty much dominant. So when Brock barely gets the win, everyone's not shitting their pants. I don't think Oba needs the win. I think pairing him up with Brock Lesnar this early is a rocket to the moon. And as long as you have a competitive match and then go to SummerSlam and have Oba retire him.
You're still on that Oba retiring Brock thing rather than
Yes,
Gunther, huh?
yes, I think Oba retiring him would be way better. I do. Yes. I don't care about the gimmick. Screw it. Oba doing it would matter way more. And I think, Brock might like Gunther, but I think Brock has found his guy in Oba in backstage, like the guy that he wants to pass on the torch to.
Well, they both had the same style, just powerhouse wrestling, and they're both, they're eye to eye, physique wise, they're like the same physique.
Right.
Almost.
I think Oba reminds Brock of his older self, and he's like, because Oba's a throwback. He's one of the few throwbacks, and I think Brock does what he does and doesn't let people go over him because he hasn't found anyone worth it yet until Oba.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so that's a good point. I can't ignore that one. The fact that Brock's not done because there's not somebody to go over. I mean, do you think kind of Cena did it with Cody? He's like, yo, I got a guy here that can carry a company. So you know what? Here, you beat me. I retire. I go. And I'm
but you don't. Cody doesn't really get anything from that, if I'm being honest. Oba does. I think you need to build Oba. I think Oba's the next big thing. Funny enough, it's irony. Right. I think he's the next big thing. Yeah.
Okay. Not too bad. I mean, fuck it. I don't know. I just need a 15-minute. I want a 5-minute match. Give me a 15-minute. Turn back the clock and give me Brock Lesnar in a 15, 20-minute gauntlet of a match, knowing they both could do it. It just depends if it's going to be something worthwhile. And then again, at the same time, they're probably going to sit there and Brock's going to F5 them, scream and howl and scream and shout and do what they want to do. Oba's going to get him and just bury him right then and there. Like, it could be that.
I want to see a mid-2000s Donnybrook, dude. Just like chairs and stairs and just go off on each other, man.
Give me 15 minutes of that. And I think I'm regardless of the result, I'm happy with that.
There you go. Exactly. I agree with you.
So speaking of what may be a Donnybrook or not, we saw a very interesting segment with Liv and Steph. Leading into SmackDown, there was a very interesting confrontation between Rhea and Jade, leading into Rhea being the fuck out of B-Fab, which was go figure. But which match is going to be exceeding expectations? Which one will be better? Liv versus Steph?
This is not even a question. This is not even a question. Rhea's going to have to... I don't want to be mean, but I am not a fan of Jade. I'll just say it like that. Just not a fan of her at all. I don't think she's ready. I think she's still green. I think she has the right friends in the right places, so she's in the right spot. I think Liv and Steph's going to be a barn burner. I think people are not like, I think it's going to be like a dark horse to be a really good match at Mania.
Hey man, it could be. I have so much faith in Jade because for what reason are you in this position if you're not good? Or you don't have the potential to good, but I think Liv and Steph is going to be a way better match to me.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Right, and like I said with the Jay thing, I just think it all goes back to politics with Triple H. I think he has his favorites.
True, especially the ones that he hand picks.
Exactly.
I think people are starting to notice that, like the people who are succeeding are the ones that Triple H said, "Okay, right. I don't want you. I'll take you, and we're gonna make you guys and put you." And we're going to push you to the moon. We don't care about the fans. We want to see your careers do well because I picked you guys to do well.
Yeah, like fans be damned. And a lot of the times it is a decision that we hate or like diehard fans really hate. And yeah, it's been an issue.
Yeah. Speaking of handpicked, who's stopping Penta?
Oh, man. I think Penta is one of the most refreshing, not just luchadors, but wrestlers in a long time. I have seen his talent and potential since Lucha Underground. I was like, someone's got to sign this guy, dude. And then when they put their brother with him, I've always said, Phoenix is a great wrestler. He doesn't stick out like Penta. I'm sorry. There's so many luchadors that you need to stick out. Otherwise, you just blend in with the whole group. And Penta is Penta, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio are the only ones that stand out, in my opinion, right now for luchas. And I don't see, like, I don't see Penta losing at Mania, but I see like a good match with Javon Evans and other high flyers being involved, and I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, whoever's gonna be. If they bring back a ladder match for the belt, you know how you said
It is gonna be a ladder match. They announced it.
Yeah. He's had for the Money in the Bank, and now hey, they may say, hey, we're gonna pick you and your belt and put them on a fucking ladder, and we'll give you 8 wrestlers or 6 wrestlers and put you in a ladder match.
And like Penta said, he said, "You can't beat me in the air. That's my realm." So,
yeah.
But Javon Evans could, Javon Evans.
You have some guys. You have some actual wrestlers. Before, I would 2 years ago, nobody's stopping Penta. But then you have guys now, like, we could do this. We have people lined up to play the aerial attack kind of game. I think Javon Evans, he probably would. I don't think it's gonna be now. I think whenever they do decide to take the belt off of Penta, they're gonna bring back Ray Phoenix, have them tag team it together.
Right.
But until then, I don't think anybody's stopping Penta for a while. I think he's gonna carry that belt for a while.
I hope so, and I think putting him with his brother, even though he wants to, is a mistake. I think Penta's a star and Phoenix isn't. But that's just my opinion.
Fair.
I think Javon Evans, of course, he's not going to win, but he's going to bring a different flavor to that match. That's going to be amazing. And I think
he'll be the wild card in that match.
Right. And they're going to have like a ground and pounder, probably Rusev. They're going to have a bunch of people. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to it.
Speaking of looking forward to it, here's a little interesting who's who. Are we getting Finn versus Dom? Are we getting Finn Balor versus Dom Mysterio? Are we getting Demon? Are we getting the Demon versus Dom Mysterio?
I'll keep it 100 with you, dude. I think everyone keeps saying we're going to see the Demon. The Demon's coming back. And it never comes back. And the closest you got to it was that puppet in AAA. What was it, Demonito or something? Maybe for Mania, maybe, but
can't finally succeeding.
I don't think it's necessary. The best wrestlers do not, like Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, great wrestler, but he was stuck in the same gimmick for 20 years. I think the best wrestlers evolve.
That's fair. Does Finn in fact does he in fact win at Mania?
I would give him them. I think Finn has been held down for so long. Dude, you got to give the dude a bone. Dom is great, but I think Finn deserves it. I really do.
Okay. So let's go. Or you think maybe there's a curse under Finn or Dom?
Dom's cursed by Danhausen.
Speaking of which,
there you go.
Is it?
Yeah, I would say so. From the
this is the actual thing. Is the Danhausen curse legit?
I would say so from what we've seen. Like it's what 4-0 so far. So, yeah, I think it's legit. And I think Danhausen is one of the most refreshing comedy characters to come to WWE in a long time. And the people who, like the old guard who didn't want him, are eating their words in their lunch now. So I think Danhausen is so funny. He's so funny. And I want to put this out. I think they have been doing something that I actually think is genius. You know how they keep like a few weeks in a row, they had him go out and do the T-shirt things, and then they would black out the lights and then turn it on while he was doing that funny run back to that. I think they're doing that on purpose because it's funny. And they did it again with Adam Pearce, making it look like he was supposed to disappear because Adam Pearce goes, "Aren't you supposed to disappear?" And he just stands there with a goofy look.
Yeah.
I think that's on purpose.
Anything with Adam Pearce when involving with like the sideshow characters is absolutely hilarious. So seeing Danhausen get involved with that is just absolute jokes.
And you know what? It's tricking people on the internet. They think it's real. They think, "Oh, Danhausen messed up. He was supposed to leave." So
yeah, I'm like, no, that's a shtick.
No, exactly. I think that's the intention.
He's not ruining anybody's matches. He's making everything more enjoyable.
It's funny. That is. Yeah. I think it's funny. I think he's brilliant. Whoever thought
it's all gonna be fun and well. So Danhausen shows up on somebody's match. It could be a regular, like the opener. It could be one of the El Grande Americanos versus, I don't know, insert wrestler here. And he's gonna curse somebody and cost him the match.
You know what I would like to see? I just thought of it. In Drew McIntyre and Fatu's match, he curses Drew because Drew has to go anyways.
I feel so bad. He lost a pet of his. And it's just like that.
I
And Dan
know.
Houser comes out and says some slick shit like with that, like, oh, you're cursed. That's why you lost your pet. I'm like, oh man. Dan's not gonna know what's going on. Say something like that, and then it's just like, oh man, now you get Drew on a fucking tear right now.
Yeah, I mean, Drew's done amazing, but he's gonna take time off after Mania. It's known he's in a movie, and
Yeah, I think it's
so
Cliffhanger
they
or
had to
something like
take the
that.
belt. Highlander, I think.
Highlander. Yeah, so I guess they're remaking Highlander again. So we'll see where that goes.
I mean, he's kind of a perfect fit for that. So
yeah, so we'll see how this pans. I don't know when it's supposed to come out next year. I think
yeah, it usually takes about a year and a half after
something like that. So, but speaking of curses, will Jay curse Roman, and in his hellbent heel turn that's basically going to happen, cost Roman the title against Punk? Because we know we're going to see a banger of a match between Punk and Roman, but ever since Punk calls out or talks trash about Roman's dad, Jay's been on a fucking tear, more so than anybody else. I think he's taking that thing more to heart than anybody in the family. Does he fuck around and attack Punk and cost Roman the title, or put any tidbit of that, ruining any chance of Roman winning at Mania?
So I think there's a good, like, I like the dynamics to this, because you saw Jay being like, that's right, that's what you get to Punk, and then Jimmy's in the back going, I don't know, man, what the fuck? I like that. In fact, I'm going to say it. I always thought Jimmy was the better Uso. I thought if you gave Jimmy that Eat gimmick, it's the same thing. I really did. So? Yes, I do. I think Jimmy has more charisma. I do. Yes. Jay's maybe better in the ring, but Jimmy has more charisma. Yeah, so it could be. That's a good idea. I mean, it wouldn't shock me or surprise me at all. Yeah, he could get involved, and if he costs Roman the title, he's gonna have hell to pay. So
yeah, but it to me, when I saw this happen and see it happen now for 3 weeks, I think he's been doing that. I think now it's just like, to me, it just looks like if WWE prepares Punk to win at Mania at the cost of them ending the rivalry between Roman and Punk, is perfect, as long as we have something lined up right after for whoever loses. So Roman loses at the cost of Jay. You really have Roman versus Jay going forward, and Punk can now go on to his next thing and be untouched and be perfectly fine. We may get a Seth Rollins match. We may get a we may see Gunther. We may see whoever comes out of main and say, okay, we're gonna give you a title shot, or you a title shot. Maybe Finn Balor another title shot. Like, we'll get to see something different, and then we get to see Roman versus the insert Uso here, or who felt wronged by Roman. If it means Jay goes full heel and we get Roman doing Roman things, because he's like in the middle between a face and a heel. He's just a diehard fan favorite, and we get Jay going full heel, and now he's trying to take out Roman to be the new tribal chief, and so on and so forth. Like, I think the inserting Jay into the family fight is actually just like, it's perfect to go either way.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't think it's going that way at all. I think, and I see your point. Great idea. But if Punk were to win, yeah, you'd probably do that. I don't think it's going that way. For years, you saw Jay bucking Roman, and what happened? They got stronger as the Bloodline. I think the Bloodline's going to reassemble after Mania. I think Roman's going to win, and the Usos will regain the tag titles, and they will be like, we're on top again, kind of thing. Okay. And that's how I see it going. I will give you $10 if Roman loses. Okay.
Listen, if they do it, you can't go wrong for this match. You can't go wrong. If Punk wins,
exactly,
cool. If Roman wins, cool. You still have options for anybody else going forward. So it's like, and maybe a match. So it's like, you're good to go. Like, you give everything Punk wants, and if he doesn't win, you get Roman. Roman gets the belt back, and now you give Roman free reign to go fight and compete and do what he wants to do now, and it works out.
Right. And even if you take the belt off Punk, then you got not just Seth Rollins, Punk versus Jay.
You have that lineup as well. And
you got others too.
You got off the grid as well.
Right. Yeah. I think that would be a good direction to go. I really do.
That's not bad. I can see that. I'm pro. I'm just pro good wrestling. I don't want no shit wrestling.
Yeah,
I
me
don't want
too.
no shit music either. So that being said, is
Oh man.
yay or nay for the Usos'
Okay.
new theme song?
Okay, so you haven't heard it yet, so aren't gonna get your opinion tonight. But
Mhm.
I think Henry didn't like it. He's like, "What the hell is this?" And I saw a lot of people be like, "What the hell, dude? Where's Day One-ish? Where's the Yeet? This is shit. They got Def Rebelled." I think this beat is fire, and I think it's gonna grow on people. They just need to give it a chance because they're used to the old stuff. They need right when I heard it, I started moving, unlike I ever do to certain theme songs. I started moving. The bass just hits. It works.
Mhm.
I love it, and I think people are gonna grow into it. A lot of people, it's 50-50. You either love it or you hate it right now.
Okay, understandable. So we'll see. I know there was some cheers. One night
Uh,
was when it happened, it was some cheers, a lot of cheers. And
mm,
then come like Tuesday or Wednesday, it was a lot of cheers and very little jeers. I was like,
so,
okay,
so
so it has to be really good or really bad, or just like nah.
no,
Like
that's
you're
not
gonna
what
like
it
it or
was.
not like it.
Yeah, that wasn't what it was. In Monday, it sounded like Jeers because they were confused by the new theme. They were like,
Mhm.
"We're used to Yeet. What's going on?" They didn't know who was coming out. It wasn't Jeers. They were literally confused. Like, what? I'm serious. And
Mhm.
then the next time you hear cheers. So I think people are reading it wrong. I really do. And I
Maybe.
honestly, this song is amazing. I just the bass and the beat of it. I think it's a great fit for them. I really do.
Okay.
And I don't say that a lot with themes nowadays.
And if it works, it works. That's at the end of the day,
I think it works.
that's what we have for it.
I think it works.
So let's move over to NXT. And I've noticed this trend for a while now. I think it's starting to pick up even more. Um, do factions control NXT?
I mean, obviously, like you only dude. But there's only a few people that I can think of that would even contend for the title shot, like the main title. Like they lost so many people that I feel like it's kind of lost in the shuffle. And yeah, they're kind of stuck with all of the factions now, like Dark State. What's that? Pillman's son. What's the? It's like what's it called? Pillman's son and Regal's son. What's that called?
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm talking about. It's like the blood. It's something. It has to do with like their.
yeah. Everybody's part
Oh,
of
birthright.
yeah.
Okay.
It's basically nepo babies.
Yeah, birthright. It's the birthright. You got so many factions. You're right. It's too much.
It's a lot. I feel like that's all they do is fucking yeah, faction this, faction that. I don't care about tag teams. Like tag teams are tag teams. You have 3 or 4 people, 5 people into a group.
Right.
Not saying it's you know, um, what's his losers fucking NWO faction in
Oh,
AEW.
the NWOB team, NW White. Yeah, I remember what you're
Yeah,
talking
like
about.
it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
it's not like that, and it's not what's old boy from AEW. Um oh my god, I forgot
Which
his
faction?
name.
Who was involved?
The family group, Okada
Oh,
and all of
Jericho.
them.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know what they were
It's so
called.
non-existent. That's why like it's
Are you
just
talking
like
about Don Callis family?
yeah, the Don Callis family. They're all
Uh,
40 of them in the family. Like it's not
right.
like
Yeah, that's
not like that,
distorted.
right?
That's
But it's you
no.
still have 5, 6 people in a faction, just all like you two go out fight, you two go out fight, I'll fight this person, or vice versa. And it's just like damn, like
Well,
factions really are taking over NXT.
right, right, and I agree with you. That's not great, but I think they're doing it because they have so much talent that they can't put on the card by themselves that they got to find ways
Mhm.
to combine them. So
Yeah, because you add more matches, then you just cut time for other people, and it's like
exactly. Yep.
I don't think NXT can go around. I mean, WWE does it. WWE fucking I think last week's Raw was the 3 hour show. They had 28 minutes of total wrestling.
Yeah,
And
that sounds about right.
the
It's
rest of
like
the rest of it was backstage work or promos.
or
I'm like, yo,
commercials.
2 hours of promos?
Commercials. There was a lot of commercials too.
Yeah, like what are we doing? You guys really don't make enough money? where he's just
no.
promo.
TKO's never satisfied. What are you talking about? They would literally sell sponsorship property on their baby's forehead if they could.
It's disgusting.
It is disgusting, but that's TKO. Like TKO, what they just want more and more and more. It's all about the bottom line and their shareholders. That's all.
Meanwhile, NXT is like 2 hours, and it's like an hour and a half, hour and 40 of like actual wrestling. And like the wrestlers like, oh, a commercial break, but it's still wrestling. You don't stop and then go for 5 minutes, come back, and then it's a segment, and then another match. Though you'll have your matches on TV, and then all of a sudden, commercial break, come back on, and they're still wrestling. Like, okay, there's value going on. It's I don't know, maybe because TKO they care about Raw and SmackDown instead of NXT, but
and I think Shawn Michaels has more like carte blanche with NXT. He's proven himself. I'm gonna tell you this, dude. I really believe this. I believe Shawn's a way better booker than Triple H. I would have Shawn booking WWE main roster. I really would. Because he's good with the talent. He's personable. He's not an asshole like Triple H. He actually has good ideas. He's not super stubborn. Like if he sees something going one way, he's not going to be like, no, and stuck in his ways. I think Shawn's the better booker.
Could be. I think Triple H took what he did with NXT when he had a better show on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And I think now that he's the head of everything, it's like, whoa. I did this. But this is my golden child. That was 12 years ago.
Exactly. Right. So and you could kind of tell because the NXT gold and black, the arena was more dim. Like it wasn't as much light to it. It was a darker atmosphere. It kind of got darker with the main roster too.
Yeah.
I realized. So
SmackDown, I think, is more prevalent because of the blues. So it's just a big difference. But yeah, I think the dynamic is just changing bit by bit. Well, I think Shawn stayed like steady through the years.
Right. I think a lot of the atmosphere change has a lot to do with like the entrance area and the Titantron being minimized. I think that's more of like the NXT fit. That's kind of what they had for NXT, and they downsized it, and that fits TKO's cost-cutting measures, so they went with it.
Right. Speaking of top people and companies, top women in NXT, Jada, Kalani, Lola, or JC? Or is there somebody else you could think of like, hey, like this is the top female in NXT? I think women are trying to take over NXT pretty strong-armed.
I think they already have. I think the women's division is better than the men's in NXT. JC and Lola stick out to me, man. JC and Lola. I think JC right now is, but I think Lola could be.
So now and later? Now right. JC, later maybe Lola?
I think when JC goes to the main roster, then Lola will blow up. Yeah.
That's fair. That was a quick one. I think it's Lola.
Sol Ruka, too. Sol Ruka's
up there. She's really good, too. I think Lola Vice just has like they've slowly put her into like this low it category and just like threw it up in the air and say, hey, just stay there. Like enjoy being this rising star.
She has a niche too with that underground match. She's really good at it. Like she's really good at it. Like I was impressed because I didn't think you could have that good of a match with no ropes. But she pulls it off.
This is all young talent too. It's not like seasoned vets. Right. Like, these are just young developing talent
who are going to get better. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So meanwhile, you have wrestlers that peak, had a resurgence, had a renaissance, peaked again, and now they're in the twilight, still working well.
Right.
And then they're gone for like 7-8 months. You don't know where they are because
like
over
Bailey.
Pretty much. Bailey's one of them. You know, she has a lot more to give.
She's great. I love her. I'm just saying, That's probably how
she's lost in the sauce somewhere. But what I'm talking about is over in AEW because Chris Jericho is back at AEW. So how do we feel about this?
I think Chris Jericho is one of the best businessmen in wrestling. I think he took everything that was going on in the dirt sheets and used it as leverage again with Tony Khan in renegotiating. I think he's brilliant. I think he's a better businessman than he is. Like, he's a great wrestler. I mean, Hall of Fame wrestler, but he's even better businessman.
At this point.
Right. I mean, yeah, right now he's one of the best businessmen, in my opinion, in wrestling.
Mhm.
With the Fozzy, with that wrestling. Yeah, I think
The wrestling cruise.
and I feel like something tells me WWE's maybe said to him, "Hey, you're not the old Chris anymore. We're not gonna like strap a rocket to you. You know, like we'll pay you a certain amount, but we're not gonna, like shove you out, to the forefront as we should." And he'll be on the forefront in AEW. So
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
think that
fair.
had something to do with it.
I'm just happy he's back. We'll
Oh, for
see how
sure.
long he lasts.
And you know what? He looks amazing. He looks amazing. He looks really good. So
He dropped the weight that he needed to drop. He looks like he's more slimmed down a bit.
dude, that mustache looks on point too. He used to have like a more disheveled look, and now it's like very like prim and proper. I like it. So yeah, it works.
I'm all for it. I'm all for just seeing him like he's done. He doesn't have much time left. So it's like, you know what? Enjoy what you have.
Right.
And then, work the end of the year, then come back and do your WWE Hall of Fame or whatever you want to do going forward.
Right.
Have 3 months to Mania. And okay.
Right.
We're all done.
I agree. Collect your last big check to set you for the rest of your life, even though you're already set, like even more so. And then WWE is not going to say no to you for the Hall of Fame. You're going to eventually be inducted to the Hall of Fame. So yeah, you have that. They're sitting and waiting for you. I think it's actually a really good idea by Chris. I really do.
Right. So meanwhile, one career is ending, one career is still rising. Will Ospreay, does he ever win the big one?
Eventually, I would hope so. Like if they LA Knight him too in AEW, that'll piss me off. But
Meanwhile, he was the one that Tony Khan went out of his way. He went to Japan to go get.
Not just that, but Triple H and other people were like audibly heard saying like, "Oh, we messed up. We should have done everything we could to get him. We shouldn't have lowballed him." So yeah, and they don't say that a lot. They don't admit that hardly ever.
They say,
so
we may have fucked up here.
I think eventually you have to put the belt on Ospreay.
So does he ever? Does he take out MJF?
MJF versus Will Ospreay for the title would be an amazing.
Because that leads to my final segment of the day. If not Will Ospreay, who will take out MJF being the top wrestler in AEW?
I think you kind of hit gold there with Ospreay. I agree with you. I think that would be a great move. I think then you got Swerve, but he's in his own thing right now, and you got Hangman. Yeah, there's a lot of options. So we'll just see. We'll have to wait and see. You got Moxley in the background. Yeah.
Everybody's having their moment. Not and then you got the moment, but just their moment.
Right. And then you got Edge and Christian having a renaissance. Like, there's so many.
They're just about done themselves. Now they're back to, I even said years ago, like, if we ever come back together to wrestling, we wrestle together, we're leaving after that. And that was like 6 years ago. Yeah. And now we got Edge and Christian as tag team again as they show up to Revolution.
Yeah, this is their last. Like, this is their last run for the next year or so, for sure. But dude, I think it was a bad creative idea to turn Christian. I think that father figure gimmick was just amazing. I loved it.
So disrespectful.
That's why I loved it. That's why I loved it. It was good heel work, dude. That's a heel's job.
So disrespectful.
A heel's job is to get emotion from the crowd. A brutal, like visceral emotion, get them not thinking to where they react. And that did it, man. That hit some nerves. And that's the heel work I like. Yeah. Mind game stuff. Yeah.
No, I agree. It was just like, I'm like, hey, fuck it. Like, this is getting antsy. So, but hey, now we're playing now. He was away. Edge came back, and then Christian showed up, and it's like, okay.
Right.
Now we got something going on.
I think he's just too cookie cutter, and he kind of gets hit back with Edge. He kind of, Edge has always overshadowed him. I think he was I thought he was bigger than Copeland as a heel. So I just want to see Christian. I love Christian. I want to see him shine more.
Hopefully, maybe he gets a belt too. Maybe he gets something in the path. Whatever he gets one, or it's a lot going on at AEW. They gotta figure out.
They've got 1,000 people on their roster. So yeah,
adding more and more by the day.
Yeah.
So it's just, but That's enough for now, though. We'll see what they do next week. As what we have for next week on today's episode on the Sunset Flip Wrestling Podcast. Appreciate everybody tuning in and week out, showing us nothing but love. If you want to catch us, you could check us out over on the audios. If you don't have the audios, which would be Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, or anywhere else you get podcast platforms, or if you see the link sheet below going from right to left, you can check us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Threads, you name it, we're on it.
Yes,
so from us to you guys, we'll catch you guys next week.
All right, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support, and we will catch you next week. Peace.